Hi class, I hope everybody's doing well. So today I will be discussing the what and how of situation analysis. So basically this presentation would guide you on understanding what situation analysis is. At the same time, it would also teach you on how to write your situation analysis. I would like to remind those who are actually taking purposive communication that this is your um, main performance task for the completion of your midterm. So moving forward, let's first define what situation analysis. Originally, situation analysis is systematically conducted in businesses aimed at evaluating the internal and external factors of business policies, product or services, performance, strategies, and others. It also aimed at identifying the strengths and weaknesses, the past and the present, and situated value of the variable in focus. So the academe and other institutions and policymakers have adopted this research-based writing approach to unpack the the past and present, and the strengths and weaknesses and the situated value of the variable. Now, when I say variable, these are the things that you're trying to focus on in your paper. Uh, for example, a situation of health workers in the Philippines amid COVID-19. So this is actually a good topic that you can write about. Another situation of online learning at National University, situation of the Philippine economy during pandemic. So we have a lot of topics that you can actually explore. It could be in mathematics, social sciences, um, physical sciences, and other topics that you can explore. Societal issues, classroom-based concerns, even teenagers who are experiencing depression can actually be a potential topic for situation analysis. You just have to be specific on what is the situation that you're trying to unravel. So, in other words, we can say that situation analysis is a collection, assessment, and interpretation of information from surveys, statistical registry reports to provide adequate basis for planning. So what you'll be doing here is basically to review um, related literatures or related sources about the topic. Okay, so we have five characteristics of situation analysis. First, again, it's a research driven. So basically, you have to really conduct research here. You have to collect data, but not necessarily going out of your houses, but you can exploit online data sources like newspapers, online press, and others. No need for you to go out. Second, it is very systematic, so it's procedural. It follows a process or it has steps. So initially, you have to identify uh, the situation that you want to focus. You can also identify topics, things that really interest you the most, things that you're very curious about, and topics that really would motivate you to explore. Third is it's very specific. Um, in the given example in the previous slide, it was still general. So in that particular situation, there are many or sub situations. You can pick one specific situation that you want to focus. In that case, you can delimit the scope of your analysis. Fourth, it's problem solution pattern. So using a graphic organizer problem solution, we can identify what really is the problem, and in relation to the problem, you have to provide the solution. Okay, again, the aim of the situation analysis is to improve policies, improve uh, the present situation that we have now. And lastly, it is highly solution oriented. Okay, so you don't just talk about a problem. You have to make your solution as realistic as possible because the people would benefit from it. It's not only you and your family, it's actually the Philippines, our nation, would benefit from that solution, and that is knowledge. Next, how to write a situation analysis. So after understanding the concept, this is now the stage uh, on how to guide you in writing the situation analysis. So first, you have to follow the research process. So what is basically a research process? It follows steps. The first step is identifying a specific situation, identifying a topic that is close to you, that is very interesting for you and motivating for you. Next is that you have to do a preliminary study like RRL. You have to collect literatures about the situation, and then from that RRL, you have to evaluate all of these literatures or the data that you have gathered and provide uh, evaluation or assessment about it. Next, follow problem solution pattern. So I have here an image or graphic organizer of a problem solution essay. So you have to identify a problem, and a problem could have many solutions. Third, follow the research writing structure. So there's actually um, a specific structure that you have to follow. So basically, a situation analysis is like an essay writing. You have introduction, the body, and the conclusion, and each of these paragraphs have their own processes. So for example, in writing introduction, this is when you establish your argument. This is when you establish um, the problem, okay, the focus of your essay. Okay, so provide background research or background information. It's very necessary for your readers to really establish a schematic comprehension about the topic of your choice. Next is introduce the main arguments, and then refer back to the question. So in research writing, you actually have research questions or objectives of the study, and that could be um, the focal point in writing the introduction part. Next is the body section. In this section, you have to provide examples, you have to provide statistical data drawn from your literatures, and it identifies 2 to 3 main points and structure them into, paragraphs. Introduce primary and secondary sources. Connect paragraph to create logical flow. So the paragraph is actually anchored on your introduction. Whatever you talked about in your introduction should be related or should be coherent to your body section. Last paragraph is the conclusion. So this is actually a summary or a recap of everything that you have discussed in introduction and in the body section. It provides a closing context. Okay, you have to basically sum everything up. Okay, and that is the structure of research writing. Okay, and this is the structure that you have to follow in writing your situation analysis. Now, moving forward, we have here 6 guidelines for writing the situation analysis. So first, you have to follow the essay structure. You need to have introduction, body, and conclusion. Second, you have to use Microsoft Word. Why? Because for your teachers to review and provide feedback on the document. So the size of the paper should be short, 8.5 by 11, 1 inch margin on all sides with page number on the bottom left corner of the paper. Third, use review approach as your method of analysis. So this is very simple. You can just gather literatures, documents online, review them, evaluate and assess them, and that would frame your analysis. You don't have to, again, go out of your houses. You don't have to do observation. Well, you can do observation through um, digital platforms or videos or vlogs. That would also help framing your analysis. Utilize online data, online press, news reports, and academic databases. Do not forget to include APA references. This is very important. Everything that you have cited in your essay should be reflected in the reference list. And most importantly, you have to follow APA writing style or documentation style. Some reminders. First, situation analysis essay is due on April 25th. So we are giving you 2 weeks, and I guess that's reasonable for you to really prepare, brainstorm, and craft your situation analysis paper. Submit via Microsoft Teams, or your professor will instruct you on how to submit your output. So please coordinate with your professor on how to submit your main tasks. Next, your professors will be available for concerns and or questions. Lastly, sample situation analysis as the model paper and rubric will be sent to you by your respective professors. All right, so this is the end of my presentation. I'd like to thank everybody for listening. You can actually download this video from YouTube. Uh, so that it would be more accessible for everybody. Again, stay safe and stay healthy. For more questions, please reach out to your professors. Thank you and God bless.